The fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
MMA is known for its intensity, knockouts, submissions, and the sheer adrenaline of combat, but every once in a while, the octagon serves up something unexpected, pure comedy gold. Whether it's a cop hilariously sneaking a peek at Miesha Tate's booty, or Sean O'Connell handing his opponent a bouquet before getting his own butt handed to him, these moments are unforgettable. So sit back and get ready to laugh as we count down the 10 funniest moments in MMA. I promise there's something in here that will have you clutching your sides with laughter. Let's dive in. Number 10, the hilarious MMA weigh-in. Weigh-ins before MMA fights are usually all business, intense stares, flexing muscles, and fighters sizing each other up. But during one unforgettable weigh-in, a promoter stole the spotlight with her unfiltered enthusiasm. Her expressions, radiating excitement, and perhaps a bit more, quickly caught the attention of viewers. Unaware that her every reaction was being captured for the world to see, her innocent display of emotions turned an otherwise routine moment into a comedic spectacle. It's a weigh-in memory that fans won't forget anytime soon, for all the wrong yet hilarious reasons. Number 9, the cop's sneaky peek. When it comes to weigh-ins, be it boxing or MMA, wild brawls and intense stare-downs are the norm. McGregor, you've set the gold standard there. But sometimes, a moment gets caught on camera that no one saw coming, and it's not a flying punch. During the UFC 196 weigh-in, a police officer found himself in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Standing on stage with Miesha Tate and UFC officials, the officer couldn't resist sneaking a glance as Tate adjusted her pants. It was a subtle peek, but not subtle enough to escape the watchful eye of the internet. Of course, the ever-charismatic Tate had the last laugh. She tracked down the cop and flipped the script, recreating the scene and cheekily checking out his butt instead. Her humor was as on point as her skills in the octagon. And yes, her booty remains undefeated. Number 8, Joe Rogan's wandering eyes. Love him or hate him, Joe Rogan always manages to find himself in the center of the action, whether he's breaking down fights or providing comedic gold. As the UFC's most recognizable commentator, he's had the best seat in the house for years. And let's face it, weigh-ins are no exception. On more than one occasion, Joe has been caught sneaking a peek at female fighters during weigh-ins, particularly when they're stripping down. Viral clips of his wandering eyes, whether directed at Miesha Tate or Jessica Ai, have made him a target for some good-natured roasting. But Rogan didn't get away without some clapbacks. Miesha Tate took to Twitter to roast him with her signature wit, while Jessica Ai joked, "I don't know why you stare at my butt, but never invite me on your podcast." Joe, maybe it's time to keep those peaks in check before they come back to haunt you again. Number 7, flowers before fury. Sean, the real OC O'Connell, is a legend when it comes to pre-fight antics, and his weigh-in stunts are pure comedy gold. One of his most iconic moments? Handing a bouquet of flowers to his opponent during their face-off. But Sean didn't stop there. Over the years, he's played rock, paper, scissors, shared drinks, and even snapped selfies with his opponents, turning weigh-ins into laugh-out-loud events. Of course, the fights themselves were far from friendly. In a particularly memorable match at UFC Boston, Ilir Latifi knocked O'Connell out with a devastating haymaker just 30 seconds in. Who says chivalry is dead? Apparently in the octagon, flowers won't save you from a fist to the face. Number 6, dance off at weigh-in. Weigh-ins are usually a mix of intense stare-downs and flexing, like you're auditioning for the lead role in Serious Faces, the movie. But when Paige Van Zandt and Michelle Waterson stepped onto the stage, things took an unexpectedly playful turn. It became a dance-off. Paige, known for her love of dancing, didn't hesitate to bust out some moves, turning the weigh-in into a party. At first, Michelle seemed unsure, but after some coaxing, she jumped right in and even stole the spotlight with her legendary sprinkler move. It's hard to believe these two adorable fighters are trained to break bones for a living. While their dance battle was lighthearted and fun, the fight itself was no joke. They left everything in the octagon, proving that even in the most intense sport, there's always room for a little breakdance. Number 4, dancing KO disaster celebrating too early is a recipe for disaster, especially in MMA, and Joe Harding found that out the hard way at British Challenge MMA 18. After flooring his opponent, Johan Sega, Harding couldn't resist showing off, busting out some dance moves right in the middle of the fight. He seemed to forget he was still in the ring. Big mistake. Sega seized the moment and delivered a brutal kick to Harding's jaw, sending him crashing to the ground. The fight ended in an instant, with Sega claiming victory by knockout. Lesson learned: keep your head in the game or risk getting it kicked off. Number 5. Titos' savage shirts, Tito Ortiz, and UFC president Dana White have been at each other's throats for more than 15 years, and their feud is nothing short of legendary. It all started when White transitioned from being Tito's manager to the UFC's head honcho, sparking a rivalry that's been as entertaining as it is bitter. At UFC 84, Tito decided to take a not-so-subtle jab at White during the weigh-ins. Wearing a shirt emblazoned with an indecent message aimed at the UFC boss, Tito milked the moment, taking his time to remove it and soaking in the crowd's reaction. Ironically, White wasn't even on stage to witness Tito's petty masterpiece. Perhaps it was for the best. This was one weigh-in brawl that stayed metaphorical, but it certainly became one of the most unforgettable moments in MMA history. Number 3. Rouseys' brutal revenge. Trash talk can add drama to any sport, but there's a fine line, especially in MMA. Bethe Correia learned this the hard way ahead of UFC 190 in 2015 when she tried to get under Ronda Rousey's skin with some harsh words. Unfortunately, she crossed a serious line by making insensitive comments about Rousey's late father. When the fight began, Rousey wasted no time making Correia regret those words. In a blistering 34 seconds, Rousey delivered a knockout that sent Correia crashing to the canvas. It was a clear reminder: never poke the bear, especially when that bear is Ronda Rousey. Number 2. Lesnar's savage revenge. Frank Mir has always been a polarizing figure in MMA. Whether you see him as a seasoned veteran or an arrogant trash talker, one thing's clear: Mir doesn't mince words. Ahead of his rematch with the fearsome Brock Lesnar, Mir took his trash talk to another level, even saying he wanted Lesnar to die in the ring. Bold words, but they didn't age well. In their second bout, Lesnar unleashed his fury, dominating Mir and forcing the referee to step in before things got worse. The lesson here: trash talk can backfire, sometimes spectacularly. Mir may have beaten Lesnar once, but he learned the hard way why respect in the octagon is never optional. Number 1. Ishiharas' flirtatious knockout. Every fighter has their own reasons for stepping into the cage. Some chase fame and fortune like Conor McGregor, while others, like UFC featherweight Teruto Ishihara, have a more unique motivation: women. At the UFC Fight Night Japan weigh-in, Ishihara caught the crowd's attention with a flirtatious wave directed at Filipino octagon girl Red De La Cruz. The fans went wild, and it seemed like Red didn't mind the attention either. But Ishihara wasn't done. After securing a win in his fight, he made his priorities clear in his post-match interview, saying, "As long as I can KO someone and get girls, I'll do it all day." At least he's honest. Who needs subtlety when you've got confidence like that? Which of these moments did you find the funniest? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.